Hey guys, welcome to week 1 of the MedFitness at home workout. What I have just emailed you is 2 documents. One is the workout for you for the next 7 days, 2 workouts to complete. And the other document is a workout chart to track what you're doing. Just real quickly, I want to mention that if you are willing to do it, I would invite you to track your workouts on your workout chart. It's going to be really simple to do. And then bring that chart in to the studio and provide that to your trainer when you return to strength training at MedFitness. This is for 2 reasons. Number 1, we know from hundreds of studies when individuals who are engaged in a health habit where they're self-monitoring, tracking, keeping a record like this, and then they have their coach collect that people are simply more compliant. So I'm going to invite you to keep a record and then give this to us to add accountability to you doing the workout, which is helpful, of course. And secondarily, that data helps us to make continuous improvements in our own workouts. As we develop more workouts in the future for 1 year away from MedFitness for a vacation, an extended stay out of town, whatever it might be, we want to get better at creating workouts that are productive for you. So that data will help us do that if you're willing to take 2 seconds and record what it is you're doing. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. So let's talk about the workout real quickly. We have 7 exercises that are going to train your entire body here. We're going to start with what we call a wall sit. A lot of you have heard me talk about this before. This is a great lower body exercise. You're going to take a shoulder width stance, back up to a wall, squat down with your back against the wall until your upper and lower leg is at approximately a right angle. Then you're going to simply hold that position for 1 to 2 minutes. If you can hold it as long as 2 minutes, I would stop there. If you can hold it for 2 minutes, just hold it as long as you can. And then we'll record that on your workout chart. So how I would do that is I would use WS as the abbreviation, wall sit, and then the time that I spent. I did 90 seconds for this example with the date right above. So wall sit, WS is the abbreviation, that's on your chart. And then I record that over here when I do that for however long I do it, 1 minute, 2 minutes, whatever it might be. But it's that simple. The next exercise is going to be a chair squat. And what I want you to do here is to transition into that next exercise within 15 seconds. So we're moving along pretty quickly. The wall sit is designed to fatigue the muscles somewhat so that the chair squat is more challenging. So what does a chair squat look like? I'll just give you a quick demonstration here. Any chair will do. You're simply going to take a shoulder width stance. I like to put my hands out in front like this when I'm doing a chair squat, head neutral. If I'm starting with a little bend in my knees, I'm not locked out, with a slight bend in my knees, and I'm taking approximately 10 seconds to lower my body weight until it touches, until my hips touch the seat. So just a soft touch. And then the same 10 seconds up, super slow, nice and controlled, up until I get roughly a soft knee or a little bend. So this is as high as I would go. I wouldn't go here. This is a resting position, but that would be my top. So it's really that simple. Down in about 10, up in about 10 seconds, and completing on that one up to 6 full repetitions if you can do it. And then recording that on your workout chart as CS for chair squat. I wrote a 5 down, but whatever you did, write that in, 4, 5, 6, whatever the number is. So those are 2 quick lower body exercises done with a 15-second rest in between. The next one is going to be a push-up where I have you lift yourself up in 2 seconds, a 2-second push up quickly, and then lower yourself in about 4. And so for this exercise, I'm going to have you do it off of your knees. You don't need to do it off of your feet. So let me adjust the camera and show you what I'm talking about here. So I would simply find some open floor and I would go to my knees with my feet up behind me. Again, shoulder width position, hands slightly wider than your shoulders, elbows out comfortably. I'm just going to go down in about 4 seconds until my nose touches, and then up in about 2. Down in about 4 seconds, and then up in 2. So here I'm suggesting for this workout that we would complete up to 12 reps of that exercise. So again, it's individual. If you can only do 6, then that's what you do. You do 6. If you can get 7 or 8 or 9, up to 12, is what I would recommend for this one. We're going to bundle that with some negative only push-ups. So once we do those up and 2, down and 4 repetitions, that exercise, we're going to transition right into the same exercise, but only lowering your body. We're not going to have you do the lifting. You remember, you're stronger when you lower a weight, so you're a lot stronger on the way down. So I'm going to have you go down in 10 seconds and get additional stimulus to those target muscles, which is the tricep, shoulder, and chest. So let me show you what that looks like real quickly. It's very doable. Again, this is where you're strong, as you guys know. Here, I would go up on your feet to make it a little tougher. Same posture, and then just taking about 10 seconds roughly to come down. If you can't do 10, do as close to 10 as you can, but slow and steady all the way down until I touch. And I'm just getting back up using my body and then getting right back into that next repetition. So again, down in 10, slow and controlled, just really resisting your body weight all the way down, and then repeat that. For that exercise, after having done the regular push-ups of up and 2, down and 4, I would recommend 6 of those. So if you could do 6, great, go for 6. If you can only do 2, 3, or 4, then that's what you get, 2, 3, or 4. No problem. Everyone's got a different strength level here. So that's our 4th exercise, negative only push-ups, and that's also easy to record how many of those you did on your workout chart. Then we're going to do a seated curl. Now this is going to work your biceps, your upper arm, and to do this you need a belt, and I'm going to give you a quick demo of this guy here. A lot of you have done this technique in the studio with different exercises. We call this a time static contraction. So I'm going to have you take the belt, sit on the belt, get your arm into approximately a right angle. So I'll show you what this looks like here. So for me, right about like this, I've got a right angle upper lower arm. I'm grabbing the belt, and I'm going to have you give me about a third of your strength on the first 20 seconds. We're going to do this for 1 minute. 2/3 of your strength on the second 20 seconds, and all of your strength, 100%, for the last 20. So we're doing 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds for 1 minute. So I'm just going to demonstrate this, but you're not moving. So I'm going to start pulling and I'm going to do 10 seconds just for sake of demonstration. I'm going to start pulling up on that belt. My biceps are contracting at about a third of my strength. Now I'm going to pull a little harder, about 2/3 of my strength, not quite maximum. Now I'm working harder. Breathing is going up a little bit. Last 10 seconds, I'm going to go as hard as I can here, just pulling as hard as I can. And relax. Now that was only 10-second blocks, but I want you to do 20, 20, 20. And that simple technique can be very effective for fatiguing that muscle in this one, which is your bicep, and you get a little bit of forearm work there too. So that's your next exercise, seated bicep curl. Again, I would record that one on the workout chart as just a check that you did it. Seated bicep curl, just check off that you did it. And then the next one is going to be for your back. This is called a floor row. Many of you are familiar with the compound row on the A line where you're pulling back with your arms. This is a back exercise, upper back, shoulders, and biceps here. So we're going to do something similar on the floor without any body weight. This is, again, is a time static contraction. So let me show you what that looks like by changing the camera angle a little bit. So you're just going to lay on the floor here, and we're going to, I like to use an open grip myself. You could put your head on a pillow if that's more comfortable, or just driving our elbows back here to engage those back muscles. So it's the same technique, guys. First 20 seconds, I want 1/3 of your strength. The next 20 seconds, I want 2/3 of your strength. The last 20 seconds, I want you to give me everything you have, driving those elbows into the floor. So this, as simple as it is, can be very demanding. I'll do 10-second blocks just to demonstrate this. So I'm going to start pushing. First 10 seconds, I've got about 1/3 of my strength going here. Next 10 seconds, I'm wrapping it up, about 2/3, pushing hard, but I still got some extra gas to give here, driving those elbows for 20 seconds if I was doing the full exercise. Last 10 seconds, I'm going to go 100%, guys. This is as hard as you can. and then relax, of course. So that's a really productive exercise and a simple but very safe, doable technique to get those back muscles engaged. The last one we're going to end on with, guys, is a heel raise. Some of you do this in the studio. This is for the muscles of the lower leg. So the abbreviation is HR. What I want you to do here is to do up to 12 repetitions doing a heel raise to get the muscles of your calf and lower leg. We're going to go up in about 5 seconds, down in 5 seconds. Do a 1 second hold in the top. And so just to give you a quick demo on this guy, pretty simple. You can do it off the floor or you can do it on the stairs if you have some stairs. You're just going to take that shoulder width stance and then go up slow and controlled, 5 seconds, as high as you can. Hold it for 1 second. Come down with that same speed all the way down to a touch, and then right back up. You just want your hips to go straight up. Hold straight down. You don't want your hips going in and out. You're moving in a straight line up and down here. So that's our last exercise. Again, remember, all of this happens with 15-second rests in between those exercises. So it's easy to get your heart rate elevated doing this. And what I'm going to invite some of you to do, depending upon how hard that feels to you, is to do 2 cycles of this workout. Not 2 workouts, 2 cycles back to back. So we know that when people aren't supervised, they sometimes don't work as hard. So this is you working on your own. Doesn't mean you can't be productive, but if you feel like you've got some gas left in the gas tank and you could push yourself a little further, try a second cycle, see how that feels. I would stop at 2 cycles max. If you do 1 cycle and you feel like, boy, that was tough, I felt it, very fatiguing, then stop at 1 cycle. So you've got some wiggle room here to determine how much volume you're introducing into your workout. But this is a simple workout. You should be able to do this in somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. I'm recommending 2 of these a week. Rest several days before you do the next workout. I'm inviting you to keep a record. That helps you, that keeps you accountable. It also helps us to develop better programs for you for when you're not in the studio. And lastly, I'm going to invite you to decide when is your first workout going to be this week. Is it going to be a Monday, Thursday rotation? Is it going to be a Tuesday, Friday? Is it going to be a Wednesday, Saturday? What's it going to be? The more structure you bring to your strength training routine, the more likely you are to stick with it. The last thing I'm going to mention is the couple of things that are printed on the bottom of your workout chart guide. I'm reminding you that you want to get some post-workout protein. That's always productive for maintaining muscle mass. So when you do your workout, within 1 to 2 hours, 10 to 20 grams of high-quality protein. You can use our protein guide for that. And then lastly, this is a great time to continue to educate yourself because we're stuck at home. We've got a little more time on our hands than usual, and so this is a great time to browse our Learning Center on our website. And I've included the link for that, but all of our lecture videos are there, all of our articles, our protein guide is there, all of our resources are there. So this is a great time for you to continue to learn more about how to be successful with living the strength training lifestyle. On that note, I'm going to thank you for your time, and I'm going to invite you to get started once you receive my email with this video and the resources I mentioned. Have a great week, everyone.